Someone asked me about my second favorite piece of gear this year, which got my brain thinking about my other favorite pieces of gear, and I want to talk about them, but I also need you to know that a few days ago I got my wisdom teeth out, and I originally wasn't going to make any videos while I was recovering because of wisdom teeth cheeks, and I just didn't know how I was going to handle it. But this is now the second video I'm making while I'm recovering, so that's just kind of how life works out, right? But anyway, I'm telling you all of that because I want you to take me seriously when I tell you about my favorite pieces of gear this year. Next on my list is the Amaran 60X. It's a bicolor LED light, which means that you can give it that cool blue outside daylight feeling, or that warm yellowy orange inside tungsten feeling, or anything in between. And since it's an LED light, it doesn't get too hot. I've got a lot of mixed light in this apartment because I've got the big windows that lets in a lot of daylight, I've got these overhead lights which are tungsten balanced, and then I've got one little light bulb back there that's daylight balanced. So with all those different colors mixing around, it's really nice to have this bicolor light so that I can tune into a nice middle ground. I also love how small it is. I can put it up anywhere and it's not clunky, it's not a hassle, and if I leave it up, it doesn't get in the way. What's also nice is that there's about 6 meters of cable, so if I'm vlogging and moving around a lot, I can just move the light around with me and not have to repatch. I've basically married it to this softbox at this point, and it makes for such a nice key light. I use it for my talking head videos, I use it for my cooking videos, I use it for other random vlogs, I use it for my photos, I use it for everything. Next on the list is the Aputure MC. It's a teeny tiny little LED light, and it's so small and easy to take around with you that I of course take it everywhere with me, and the most important thing to add about it is that it's powerful enough that it's not a waste when you take it around with you. I've not yet been in a situation where I've thrown it up and said, it's not really doing anything. My favorite thing to do with it is to put it on the small rig crab clamp for my on-the-go videos, and it gives me the perfect splash of light when I'm not in a well-lit area or if I'm looking for an extra eye light. Last but not least is the Rode Smart Lav Plus. It's a lavalier microphone and it's improved my sound quality so much. If I use the internal mics on my phone or my camera, it's going to be at least an arm's length away from me because that's where the cameras have to be. But that also means that it's going to capture all the sound around me. So the echoes from the high ceilings or the street noise, which is fine, you can hear me, but it's not going to be clear and it's not going to be ideal. But with something like a lav mic, I can clip it to my collar or hide it under my shirt, which is what I'm doing right now. And because it's so close to my mouth, it can zero in on my voice as the main source of sound, and I don't have to worry about those other environmental noises. There's a ton of science and theory about mic placements and pickup patterns that I don't exactly know how to explain, but I do know that lav mics are great to have in these kind of talking head situations. What's also nice is that the TRRS to TRS adapter lets me plug into my Rode Wireless Go 2 so that I have the freedom to move around and not be tethered to my phone. These are all small pieces of gear that fit in the same theme of my last few videos, but they're also significantly more expensive than anything I've mentioned before. That's because when I started fresh and had to think about what to invest in, I needed gear that could double as my at-home studio gear, as well as portable, easy to set up run and gun style gear for my freelance work. If you're in a similar boat as me, then I definitely recommend these pieces to increase your production value. And if you're a hobbyist or just starting out, then remember that it is totally okay to find something cheaper in the meantime and then upgrade to something like this later on. My first set of LED lights were these little things that cost about $40, and they were made of plastic and definitely not the most durable things in the world, but they helped me film this viral video that got over 16 million views. So there's your proof that it's not necessarily about starting with the best gear, but starting with some gear and then upgrading as you go. And if you're looking for good quality gear that's also affordable, be sure to check out my video about what my favorite piece of gear was this year.